You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him. And I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so bad. But you told me that your license, you just got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
One too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those are?
In case you missed it, Young Thug gave his first interview since getting out of jail, where he spoke on the ongoing beef with Gunna.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
This all ties into his new track, Money on Money, featuring Future, where he raps, "Bro'd you a rat twin, you a pack. And these guys telling for nothing, and I got to be the one calling them friends." Clearly taking shots at Ghana for allegedly snitching in court. But the move landed Thug in hot water. News outlets reported Young Thug's legal troubles continue as Atlanta police began targeting him post-release. One viral tweet read, "There's no way Young Thug stays out of jail while being a rapper. The lyrics you need to keep fans locked in break probation every time." DJ Academics even predicted this, saying the terms of Thug's release were a setup to send him back to prison for 20 years.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or the members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always going to talk about him and is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, it's like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about it. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight. So we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But everything went wild after a report claimed whack. 100 said he has 2 hours of footage showing Ghana telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, leading many to believe the feds are gearing up for another YSL case.
Hey Ghana, listen. I'm putting it together. I'm going to give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours. 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. You give some time, brother. You to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all they're telling you. You know that interrogation? Yeah. Can't do that. 2 hours? Boy, we was sitting there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let a recording. You know what I'm talking about.
Young Thug responded to the situation with a brief Instagram live, dropping some surprising words without mentioning any names directly.
I miss you.
I miss you too. What's good?
You don't like him?
No, I'm up in the room.
Cause you was being mean. You got your...
Man, I don't need to play I Fly over there.
We ain't gonna touch him.
However, DJ Akemix leaked info showing Thug was making calls to fellow rappers from jail, urging them to stay away from Gunna.
The streets are so intelligent. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't know if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby, there's a few other rappers just because some of them just told me about it. All of them rappers start not to the Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. They ain't like you trying to really jump and work with Gunna, but
with this going viral, Thug knew he had to respond, so he jumped on Instagram Live and simply started laughing.
I'm gonna laugh. I just jumped on here to let you please know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa!
What's up? Who up right now? What's up? Who up right now?
However, it was announced shortly after that the head of Georgia's PD Council gang unit stated his office is preparing to defend against a potential for PF RICO. What's worse is that police are now bringing evidence into court, with a court reporter noting Investigator V is on the stand. We are listening to wiretapped calls. Someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's heads, implying Baby allegedly put money on individuals similar to Dirk's murder for hire case.
Come on, bro, you know what's gonna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? Ain't like that, man. Got tickets on a lot of these folks. I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who said that? Tickets?
The unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And you speak with Mr. Sam.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? Which,
Like a bounty.
okay. To have them arrested?
Okay.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people on.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Rappers quickly started reacting after the news broke. First, Young Thug, and now Lil Baby, are reportedly being targeted by the Atlanta DA. Many are warning Atlanta rappers to be cautious, as it's the same DA who tried to take down Young Thug, and the one Gunna struck his deal with. It's an important update on Lil Baby surfaced, revealing that he was taken into county jail for questioning regarding the passing of Jacket Davis and Lamont Freeman. Police are questioning why Baby's establishment closed at 4 p.m. after the crime occurred, adding more fuel to the fire surrounding his potential involvement.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of two teen-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets,
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Little Baby to come by my tacos up.
This is when Lil Baby addressed why he shut down his record label, or PF. Reports indicate that Baby closed the label to prevent it from being seen as a street team.
First of all, Packers 4 had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You said course. Why you said course?
Because all the shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't. Right. Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're going to switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police. It's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
At this point, Ghana's lawyer spoke out about the situation, stating, "I was Ghana's attorney, but I am not speaking on his behalf." This lengthy post is simply to clarify the truth. Ghana did not cooperate, nor did he do or say anything that would impact Thug's case.
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of myself have committed crimes of murder.
Yes, sir.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, for reignited, and a firearm from the Thug. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, sir.
Gunna spent 8 months in jail before being released in December 2022 after entering an Alford plea. His plea couldn't and wasn't used in Young Thug's trial, and he was never even named as a witness. He received a 5-year suspended sentence, with no reporting conditions, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, according to media reports, Gunna has performed globally, achieved international fame and recognition, and earned millions of dollars. On the other hand, Thug went to trial, eventually pled guilty in a NOLO plea, spent 30 months in jail, received 15 years of probation with reporting conditions, and isn't allowed to live in Atlanta. To those still bad-mouthing Gunna, it's time to move on. Enough said. However, a tweet went viral that read, "Once you all learn the full effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, you'll realize why Thug and Baby will never be cool with him again." Shortly after this, it was announced that the Atlanta Police Department was calling out Lil Baby, alleging his actions contributed to the passing of 2 young individuals last summer. In a press conference, the Atlanta PD revealed 7 arrests had been made in connection to the deaths of Jacket Davis and Lamont Freeman. Major Ralph stated that the incidents were part of a gang war that started during a music video shoot by Lil Baby in May, where 3 people were injured. The officer added, referring to Lil Baby, "This team will work relentlessly to hold you accountable."
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper who decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
Lil Baby recorded a music video on an ops block, but the situation escalated after a woman featured on the news posted on Facebook that Lil Baby was at the location. This post alerted his ops to where he was, ultimately leading to the events that followed.
We over here kicking him. We got a little baby shooting a video around here. You know how we do it at Snappy Taco. Baby, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, because you already know how we doing this Snappy Tacos, baby.
According to the police, the ops weren't even aware Lil Baby was filming at the location. It was the woman's Facebook video that drew attention and led to the confrontation. However, strangely, the feds are still blaming Lil Baby. Adding to the controversy, academics revealed that Fani Willis is reportedly targeting rappers. The very next week, it was announced that Lil Baby was arrested on Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit. He was taken to the Clark County Detention Center and held on a $5,000 bail.
I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, call the number for me. Locking me up for a return, but I got the life. Security, I need 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. Security, I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands a year. Hey, lady, my chick thinks they nice. Nah, check me good. I gotta do my left. Check me good. You on camera? I gotta do my left. Check me good. I gotta. Alright, y'all let me that costume. That's everything.
However, things took a darker turn when, 8 months ago, academics streamed the evidence file related to 4PF's RICO documents, revealing a much deeper investigation into the label.
I've heard 2 of them. I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yeah, these are getting going first. And I've heard. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation, nothing, or whatever. But these are top. Well, one's at the top. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying it. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
But now, in the present day, with the YSL case behind them, academics has revealed everything, pointing out that Baby's recent arrests are a clear indication that he's being targeted by the feds.
I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to have to take my word or don't believe. It's fine. I don't care if you will. When Fani Willis started targeting YSL, Fani Willis had a bunch of people targeted. She wanted Doug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4 people. That's one of the reasons it changed. Except, what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay. You got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the problem. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get dirt, especially at the time. They dropped it. They dropped it. But the feds has realized we don't get dirt. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby was moving the way he did? Because Lil Baby has been on Fed watch. He's been on county, state watch.
And with Fannie Willis having been unsuccessful in prosecuting Young Thug, many believe she's now turning her focus to Lil Baby. A lot of people think Baby is being targeted because of Gona's snitching. Just a month after Gona's release, Lil Baby was arrested for illegal window tints.
Huh? Man, you know why before you open up these windows, they tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can see me through my teeth.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
I'm not picking my teeth. Let me right home. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. Let my window up.
Oh yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
Alright, give me
You know,
have a good day, man.
now who are you? You say you
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just need you to sign right here, man.
You got a pen?
827.
You don't want to have it. You gotta have tickets in that level. Okay, I take a ticket and somebody follow me home. Huh?
If you got a medical exception, you can get a tag.
The body cam footage ended up getting corrupted, leaving many people puzzled about how Lil Baby ended up being arrested for this incident. Lawyers online speculate that Baby's name was flagged in the system, which led another officer nearby to pull him over and arrest him for reasons that remain unclear. Fortunately for Lil Baby, he quickly flew in his lawyer, who helped him get out on bail that same night.